Hi, I wanted to do a Happy New Year post here, and it's basically about poetry, mostly my grandfather's poetry, who my mother just passed away, and so I was going through her stuff, and there's a lot of poetry that he wrote over the years, and he published one little pamphlet of poetry, but there are other hand typed poems in here. And he was born in I think it's 1894, and he died when I was 15. And I was always very intimidated by him. And he would say some expressions like "hark," to be quiet or something like that. And I don't know, it was always intimidating, but people loved him. He had a great life where he worked in an orange grove in Florida on a train. He was a musician. His father was a doctor, and I think he had some hard times with him. But he also was a school teacher. He was a principal. He taught history, math, and he was a farmer, a dairy farmer, and so he had several. He was kind of like a Hemingway figure. But anyway, I just wanted to read some of his poems, and if he were alive today, I would love to talk to him. I'm sure would have a lot in common. I'm sorry that I was just too afraid of him when I was younger, but he would be thrilled to know that his poems lived on, and I'm sharing it with actually the world here. Anyway, just going to read a couple, and then the last one is just a little one that I already posted, but it's a poem that I wrote the other day, just a little quick New Year's poem. So anyway, here's a photo of my grandfather on the farm. So just get an idea. And this is, his name was Hugh Hauser. Then this is the little pamphlet that he published. It must have been in the 50s. And my dad, he didn't do the artwork, but I guess it says he gathered these art selections by James R. Good. So my dad was involved in this. It's my mother's father, though. So here's the first poem that I selected. The leaves were dancing on the lawn last night, and the wind was playing the tune. The numbers, entirely unrehearsed, were called by the man in the moon. The fairies tiptoed back and forth. Fantastic? If you please. Round and round and round they went, keeping step with the dance of the leaves. The moonbeams had reserved seats, pillowed in the tops of these trees. Mellow in the soft starlight they sat, watching the dance of the leaves. But at dawn the music stopped playing, I was told, but could scarcely believe. All the fairies and moonbeams had gone to sleep while watching the dance of the leaves. He wrote a lot of nature poems and, life poems and that kind of things. It seems like a reoccurring theme with him, but that was this. And then I found this notebook, which I never seen before, and this was buried in some of my mom's stuff, and it was called Rakings, and I didn't know what that word was, and I looked it up, and it's like, I guess it's an Arabic word for respectful. So I don't know if that's what he meant by this. I have no idea, but I kind of like that. So these are a little bit more introspective poems than the Acres Adrift. Here's one. Sorry. Why does he wait? Why does he stand there staring at the twilight sky, oblivious of all? Even the land under his feet, he appears to be another, spellbound by the dying day and fading light. I dare say, on the whole, he is remembering something of himself and doing a searching of the soul. Okay, now, here's another. Violets have a way of smiling and crinkling their noses when I, the least of all, hurry by, fleeing from doubt, escaping indecision. Walking in the new sun, I glance back, seeing them so much at ease. I am almost ashamed to have turned my back. And then he has a title on here, The Passing of Winter. Who opened north wind mighty door to let this monster in, when the roar at last was spent, whose face changed from horror to grin? Sick like the mauled hound of the hunter, come limping painfully home. Above it now can be heard a shout, the fearful gale is but a breeze. Infant spring is walking about. He liked to write, I guess at the time it was more rhyming poems. I'm not so into rhyming poems, but I guess at the time. He must have written these like in the 50s, maybe in the 60s. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, the last one is, here, sorry. My old hound has had his day and is content to lie on the floor, just inside the kitchen door, there to dream the hours away, the sound of baying high up in the rocks, the sniffing of trail hot scented by the fox. Scarce does he move but to flicker a paw or lift an ear quite by surprise. I don't like to watch him lying there. I know eternal night will soon close his eyes. So that is, to honor my grandfather. And the last one is my New Year's poem. Very different style than his, but anyway, it's called Turquoise Elephants. Turquoise elephants sip from a strawberry stream. Persian icicles pierce the morning pie, opening up the secrets of your last dream. Like lemon drops cascading from the sun, blinded, we go forth, entering the Persimmon Palace. So I think the Persimmon Palace, and we're going blinded through that's the new year. So I hope everybody's new year is a good one. I know I need a good new year. I haven't had a good new year in quite some time, but so happy new year to everybody. And I hope all your wishes come true this year. Take care. Bye-bye.